If you ever pay for some tool or an app or some kind of AI to fix your business and it just didn't work, here's the thing. It probably wasn't because you picked the wrong one. It's because nobody actually checked what was broken before they saw you the fix. I learned that the hard way from the wrong side of it. So a couple of years back, I was a technical guy at an AI agency and my job was to build the automations, the system that works for you in the background, and we were really good at it. So we build tools after tool and we polish them until they genuinely work really well. And we still couldn't sell them. For the longest time, I thought we had a selling problem, like maybe we need better ads or better salesperson. The tools were so packed with stuff that our salesperson couldn't even explain them. They would literally have to drag me onto the call just to tell the customer what the thing actually did. It was so complicated. So one day I stepped back and actually looked at it. And the real problem wasn't the selling and it wasn't the tools either. It was that we built this whole pile of stuff before anyone ever stopped to ask what people actually wanted and couldn't understand in one sentence. We handed out the cure before anyone did the diagnosis. So we stripped it right back to one thing people actually asked for. A system that creates and posts content for you on its own. And the moment we did that, leads started showing up, they had made sense. The salesperson didn't need me to come on call anymore to explain those things to the customers. Because now there was just one clear thing to explain. It was the same exact team that built the stuff, same skill. We just finally found the real problem before trying to fix it. And honestly, that is what most businesses do all the time. It's like going to a doctor who books you in for a surgery before they even ask where it hurts. You would literally run out of that room. But with our business, we do this without even blinking because we buy the cure before anyone found the cause. So in this video, I'll be showing you three things. Why your fix keep failing even when you feel like you are doing the right thing. The one step nearly everyone skips and exactly what to do first. So the next thing you build actually works instead of quietly burning your money again. And I'm not just going to give you my opinion, I'm going to back it with big study from MIT. And if you don't know what MIT is, it's basically one of the most trusted science and tech universities on planet, plus some real numbers that you can confirm and check yourself. So let's get into it. So let's start with the real reason this physics flop. But honestly, it's probably not what you think. Here is the truth nobody says out loud. A fix that solves the wrong problem isn't really a fix. It's just an expensive distraction. Picture what normally happens when a business owner feels something is wrong. Maybe they are not getting enough customer or people reaching out and then they just go quiet or they are buried in admin and they can't even keep up. And the second they feel that, they go and grab a solution, probably a chatbot, a new system, a pile of art, or some tool a guy online swore it changes his life. But feeling something is wrong isn't the same as knowing why it is wrong. That's the old trap. It's like having an headache and booking brain surgery. You feel the pain, but you haven't found the cause. And not enough customers. That could be 10 completely different problems hiding behind the same feeling. Maybe loads of people are reaching out and you are just too slow to reply. So they go somewhere else. Maybe the right number comes in, but they are the wrong people. Another thing is probably they are ready to buy and something in the way you book them just quietly lose them. Each of these needs a totally different fix. So if you buy fix before you know which problem you actually got, you are guessing. And most of the time you guess wrong. You don't have a true problem, but another problem. You are fixing before you are finding. You might be thinking, okay, but is this really that common? And why am I talking about it? So let me show you because the number genuinely shocked me also. Last year, MIT ran the biggest study of its kind. They looked at over 100 real AI projects inside real companies, and here is what they found: 95% of them flopped. 95. So out of every 100, only 5 actually made business any real money. The other 95 did basically nothing. And the weird part, companies poured somewhere between 30 to 40 billion dollar into these things, almost all of it gone. But here is the bit that changes everything. MIT dug into why they failed, and it wasn't the AI, it wasn't the tools, it wasn't that the tools were rubbish or the tech wasn't clever enough. They failed because companies bottled shiny new AI on top of business that was already a mess underneath. It's like screwing a brand new light fitting onto a wiring that was never connected, and you were standing there the whole time confused about why it won't turn on. MIT actually said it straight. The difference between the ones that work and the ones that didn't wasn't the quality of the AI, it was the other people who did things. So the winners fix the mess underneath first, while the losers bought the shiny things first, and they hope it works. And the AI was never the problem. The broken business underneath was. They just couldn't see it because nobody ever carefully looked at it. So if checking the problem first matter this much, why does almost nobody do it? Two reasons actually, and once you see them, you can't unsee them. First one, checking feels slow, and when something is clearly broken, slowing down feels horrible because you want it sorted out now. So buying something feels like a progress, like you are finally doing something. But most of the time, buying isn't progress. Like it is not always progress. It just feels like it's like painkillers for a pain you haven't figured out yet. It feels better for an hour, but the real thing is still there. So the second reason is that, and this one might feel a little bit uncomfortable. Nobody selling you the fix makes any money from finding the real problem. Think about it. The agency, the people you hire to be the thing, they just want to be the thing. That is their paycheck. Every single person you are buying from gets paid when you buy. Not one of them gets paid to slow down and check whether you even need it. So I know this because I was on that side of it. We weren't bad people. We just genuinely believed the tools were the answer. And because reading the tools was what we did, nobody in that room was paid to stop and ask the other question first. So one step that would actually save you figuring out what is really wrong is the one step nobody is paid to do. That is why it gets skipped. The people selling to you are basically rewarded for handling your surgery before anyone else done the exam. Okay, so what does it actually look like to examine the patient before you cut them open? And it's simpler than it sounds, honestly. Let me give you the picture I used and the exact thing to look at. Picture your whole business as a one long pipe. At one end, strangers pour in, people who never heard of your business before or just randomly seeing you online. On the other hand, paying customers comes out, which is the money they pay you. Now, somewhere along that pipe, there are leaks. What are these leaks? The person who clicked but never got a reply, the one who called when nobody picked up, the customer who was ready to book you on that spot and then they got confused and gave up. And here's what most businesses do when money is tight. They try to cram more people in on top, more ads, more attention, a bigger pump. But if your pipe is leaking, a bigger pump just sprays more water out of the same holes. You spend more and you lose more, but this time it will be faster. So the smart move is the opposite. Before you pour in more, you walk along the pipe and find the leak because patching one leak is worth more than 10 new pumps. And when you walk the pipe, there are really only two halves to look at. First half, are enough of the right people even coming in? Not just a lot of people, the right ones. The ones who would actually buy. So on the second half, of those ones who do come in, where are they sleeping out? The missed call, the reply that took days, the follow-up that never happened. Work those two halves honestly, and the biggest leak shows up nearly every time. And once you see it, the fix stop being a guess. It gets obvious. Let me show you one specific click because it is nearly in every business I look at. And the numbers on it are honestly mad. So it's speed. Just how fast you get back to someone after they reach out. So watch this. Researcher found that if you reply within 5 minutes instead of 30 minutes, you are 100 times more likely to actually reach that person. Not a bit better, 100 times. And here is the kicker. The average business takes over 40 hours to reply. 40 hours. That's nearly 2 full days. By then, your customers already spoken to 3 of your competitors. In fact, 78% of people buy from the very first business that get back to them. Not the best one, not the cheapest. The first one to reply. So if you are slow, you are not losing on the price or quality. You are losing before the race even started. Now, notice something. If that business had felt not enough customers and run off to buy more ads, they would have poured more people into that pipe that leaks out in 40 hours flat. And the ads wouldn't have filled because the ads were bad. They would have filled because nobody found the leak first. Now, I can hear someone already saying, fine, but can't I just throw AI at it and let AI find the leaks for me? Okay, here is why that backfires. Remember that MIT study? 95% failed, and the big reason is AI is like petrol. When you pour it into a good fire, the fire rolls, and when you pour it into a bad one, all you've done is burn your money quicker. If your information is a mess, say your customer details are sitting in 3 different places that don't even match, and you drop AI on top of that, the AI just confidently give wrong answers because it's pulling from the mess. So now you've got a better faster, more confident version of wrong, and that is worst, not always better. So, and another thing is, I might find something else worth knowing. The cheap do everything to the one that you can grasp to do the tiny job. About 80% of the time, they fall apart the moment a real business needs them to remember things or handle some specific tasks. They look incredible in adverts, then they break the moment they hit the real road. So, no, you can't skip the check-in by throwing AI at it. The problem usually aren't the two. They are in the messy habit and the tangled wiring underneath. And the way to find those is to actually look, not to throw a random AI at it. Let me make this doable. Here is exactly what to do before you buy, build, automate, or do any single thing. And you don't need fancy tool or fancy software for this. You just need one page and one honest hour. So the first step is to draw a pipe. What did I mean by drawing a pipe? Get one page, just one page. Write out every steps a person go through between never heard of you and paid you. For most businesses, it's something like this. They find you, they reach out, you reply, you have a chat, they book, they pay. Just write the real steps for your business. It is specific for each business. So the second step is to go step by step and ask one honest question. Out of people who get to this step, how many make it to the next one? You don't need perfect number. A rough, yeah, this number 500. Like just about half. Just write something. That is enough to spot it. So the third step is to find the biggest drop. The step where you lose most people. That is your leak. And that's not the trending tool, not whatever work for other business. That is the thing you fix first. So do just that and two things change. One, you stop wasting money on fixes that pointed to the wrong problem. And the second is that when you finally do the building, it actually works. Because for the first time, it is aimed at the right thing. It is really losing you customers. That exactly is what flipped for us back at our agency then. The day we found the real problem, everything got easy. So if your fixes keep failing, it was never that you picked the wrong tool. It's that someone handed you the surgery before anyone did the exam. You were buying the cure before anyone find the cause. So draw your pipe, find your biggest leak, find that one thing first, do it in that order, and you are already ahead of the 95% of business pouring out money into AI that was never going to work. Finding your own leak is completely doable, but spotting your own blind spot is generally hard because you are standing inside the pipe. It's like trying to read the label from inside the bottle. I built tools for years and still couldn't see my own for all those times. That is how easy it is to miss it. So if you would rather have someone walk your pipe with you and show you exactly where you are losing customers, that's the free audit, and all an audit really means is a proper look at how your business works to find where you are losing time and customers. It's like a doctor exam before anyone talks about the cure. And here's the deal. I'll look at how customers find you, how they come in, and where they slip away. And I'll show you your biggest leaks. You walk away knowing exactly where you are leaking. Whether you fix it with me or you do it on your own, no pressure, no hard sell, just their diagnosis for free. So there's a link in the description if you want me to do that for you. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.